Good afternoon, respected chairpersons, the esteemed members of the Executive Council of Indian Prosthodontic Society, the members of Organizing Committee of Indian Prosthodontic Society National Conference at Chennai, the delegates, faculty, postgraduate students, clinicians, all those who are watching this session. I bring greetings to you from Indian Prosthodontic Society Nagpur branch and BSPM Dental College Nagpur. The topic which I am going to talk about today is regarding innovations in biomedical device development, how we can harness technology for a brighter future. I have been involved in the field of biomedical device development in the recent past, and that has prompted me to take this particular topic. At the outset, let me share the session objectives with you. To explain the process of innovation in the biomedical device development for the young students and clinicians in the field of prosthodontics, to provide the information regarding various initiatives of Government of India to promote knowledge-based and technology-driven startups, to emphasize the role of higher education institutes in promoting the culture of innovations and entrepreneurships. With these objectives in mind, let us see the brief background why we have chosen this particular topic for deliberation. The field of prosthodontics, whether it is preclinical or clinical or research, all of these areas in prosthodontics are largely driven by the biomaterials and techniques. In the recent past, we have seen that the science and technology have progressed by leaps and bounds, and we are using technology like never before in our practice today. So when this particular specialty is influenced so much by materials and technique, it becomes even more important that we are aware of the process of innovation and biomedical device development today in our particular specialty. So let us see what is innovation. Innovation, as the definition goes by Arthur D. Little, who's a very famous author, he defines innovation as the implementation of a new and useful idea from the creation to the successful practical application. Now, I would like to stress upon here that it is not only the idea, but it is the successful practical application of that idea that will be that we can call as innovation per se. Whether it is a small idea or a big idea does not make much of a difference as long as it is innovative and it is useful practically. So again, going to the word innovation, it involves doing something differently, doing something better, making something more economical, doing something new, of course, doing something in different location and doing something in different time frame. All these things also involve innovation. So today, if we have certain device already in use, and if we try and make it more profitable or more efficient in the terms of time, or if we do it in a way that is more accessible to a certain population, for example, rural population, all this will involve or all this will also qualify to be called as innovation. So innovation is nothing but thinking differently, creatively, and insightfully. It enables us to find out the solutions that have economic and social impact. It enables us to fulfill the unmet needs. These unmet needs are not fulfilled by the conventional products and processes. We will come back to this term unmet needs again in due course of time. The third thing that innovation does is it promotes growth and development of organization and scientific community. So a very, very important topic here, innovation, and specifically in biomedical device development, innovation carries a lot of importance. When we see the literature, we see many models of innovation process. So I am sharing with you the 4I model of innovation here, which involves identification, implementation, investigation, and improvement. The identification is idea generation process. When we identify the critical need, When we analyze the problem, we formulate the problem and generate the idea. It further progresses to implementation. That is how we solve the problem, how we develop the strategy, how we build the team to solve the problem. After we do this, then we progress to the step of investigation of solution. So we need to study the n number of solutions that will best solve our particular problem. After we investigate and then we modify it, improve it, and then again, then this iterative process continues. When we talk about the biomedical devices, the process is bed, bench, business, again back to the bench and community. So what is this exactly? Bed in our context is chair side. When we realize the need when we are working in a clinic chair side, we go back to the laboratory bench, do some research, find out solutions. We go to business, that is production of that particular innovative solution. Again, bring back that particular solution to chair side use and give it to the community. So this process of bed, bench, business, bed, and community involves following 4 steps. The first is definition of the problem. And here the main responsibility lies with the doctor or the dentist. The process has various steps of team building, problem definition, clinical immersion, concept and feasibility. All this give rise to an idea. So definition of the problem, generation of the solution or idea is the first step. The next step is development. The main responsibility here is the team of researchers, and this team involves number of people, not only the doctor but the engineers and other allied specialities. The further steps here are detailed design, virtual prototype, rapid prototype, functional prototype. All this give rise to proof of concept or POC. So this is the second step. After we have the proof of concept ready with us, it is now the time to deliver. The main here responsibility lies with the entrepreneur. So the further steps here in this process are good manufacturing practices, preclinical testing, clinical trials, and device certification. This gives rise to the prototype. So here we have idea, proof of concept, prototype. And the last step is to deployment for the end user. That is maybe the patient, the laboratory technician, or the clinician, for whomsoever we are making the device. This has further steps involving IPR management, very, very important, business model generation, scaling up, receiving funding, and taking a feedback and improvement in the model. So this is the final step which gives us the product. So from idea to proof of concept to prototype to final product. This is the concept of biomedical device development. In this particular development process, let me take your attention to the process of design thinking. This design thinking has been very much in use when we see this concept in biomedical device development. It involves following steps. First is to empathize with your users. Now, who are the users here? Are the patients, the clinicians, and the technicians. So when we put ourselves into their shoes and realize or identify what are their day-to-day problems for which they need the help in terms of designing new products, when we empathize, then it becomes easier to formulate a solution. So empathy comes first, then comes a clear-cut definition of the problem, then comes the generation of the idea by challenging the assumptions and creating new innovative solutions, then development of prototype and testing the solutions. So this design thinking process is extremely important in the biomedical device development. When we are thinking of out of box solutions, let me take your attention to various modes of thinking. We are very familiar with convergent thinking, that is logical thinking. We have various facts and then we come to the answer of it, and it is a very congruent or convergent process. However, when we are dealing with biomedical devices, we need to think differently, innovatively, and we need to do brainstorming. Now, this brainstorming should involve a lot of researchers from various specialties like dentistry, engineering, those who are having experiences in research. So when we do brainstorming and when we try and have many solutions to one problem, and when we think laterally or out of the box, only then newer technologies and biomedical devices ideas can be generated. To move forward, the unmet clinical need statement should be well defined. Now, this well defined, clear statement has to be in minimum words. Let me give you an example, that a portable cabinet to safely store medicines in rural hospital. Here it is quite clearly defined unmet clinical need. Now, when we see the rules for developing such clear statement, the first rule says that it must include what, why, and who. That is the need and the target customer. The second rule says it must not be vague, or else it will be difficult to evolve or evaluate ideas. The third rule says it should not point to a solution, or else radical new ideas get blocked. And the last rule says it must go to the root cause, or else wrong problems will get solved. So these particular rules should be followed when we are solving the unmet clinical needs. And I take this particular reference from our BETIC workshop, eMedha 2021, where I had participated, and they have told us how to particularly solve the clinical problems in a very objective fashion. So this is very important. Now, as we go further to the process, let me also tell you that there are two valleys of death when we see the biomedical device development process, or translational continuum, from research to actual practice. So first valley lies between basic biomedical research and clinical science and knowledge. So when we develop a device, we have a proof of concept and we have, now we have to test it. That time, we have to be extra cautious. That time, the research may, pause or, stop at that particular point, because it is difficult to, convert it into something for clinical practice. When we traverse this valley, we, successfully develop the prototype. The second valley comes when we try and implement or market it for actual use for the end user. So these are the two valleys wherein we have to be very much motivated, very much driven by our intrinsic desire to develop the device, and we should not succumb to various obstacles. So these are the valleys of death that we may face during our process. So we have talked about innovation, we have talked about biomedical devices and how the development occurs in a nutshell. Now let us see where our country stands in Global Innovation Index. Today it stands 48th place amongst the 131 economies, and it has been consistently moving ahead since 2015. It was ranked 81 and today we are at 48. So quite a big achievement here in the Global Innovation Index. However, we have miles to go, and when we talk about that, we need to examine as to why, we are falling or we are lagging behind. So when we analyze this, we see that there is a problem tree wherein the startup ecosystem development at institutional level, we face these challenges, that there is a lack of awareness, lack of motivation, lack of experiential learning tracks, lack of relevant skills, And these are the few causes, as you can see on the screen. There is lack of in-house research entrepreneurship, lack of repository or absence of repository and recognition process. So all these contribute to, the lack of innovation potential or lack of innovation output. Let me correct myself. Potential is vast, however, output is not matching with the potential. So this gives rise to, lack of entrepreneurship culture and practices among students and faculties in technical institutions. And it applies to a large extent to, healthcare institutions as well, because we see the similar problems in our institutions. And uh, some of the initiatives by the government that I'll be sharing subsequently address this particular void and try and develop entrepreneurship and innovation culture. So let us talk about such innovative, initiatives by the Government of India. The first is Atal Innovation Mission, and this is a flagship program by the Government of India to promote the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship by the institutions, universities, and corporates. And the sector in focus, as you can see here, is healthcare, and there are many initiatives by which the government is trying to push on this particular innovative culture. And when we see this, I could find a few dental examples in their repository so that they have funded. And the Smile in an Hour is India's first dental startup to get listed in Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. It is a recognized startup. They are Dentech startup with an aim to provide innovative, cost-effective, and comprehensive solutions products, especially in oral care. So we can see here it is a OSMF mouth opening kit developed by this particular startup, and it has a lollipop, a tablet for Christmas, a unique mouth opening exercise device, Ayurvedic treatment kit, and this is a very unique kind of startup that we can see here. The another startup I could find is Jajal Medical, which is Asia's leading patient-specific surgical solutions company. They support the surgeons and medical device companies with their diverse services by providing better 3D visualization of patients' anatomy, preparing virtual surgical plans, designing and manufacturing customized patient-specific orthopedic 3D printed model, surgical guides, and custom implants. A very unique initiative here, which also gives us an online platform, mysegmentor.com, democratizing the use of 3D printing in healthcare globally. So all of you can, go into details if you wish. The third startup here is a very unique one again, SpaDent. It is a dental service provider providing the services with their movable dental setups, which can be installed and deinstalled in 15 minutes. And they also have dental clinics. So recognizing the need of, reaching out to the patients who are needing the various dental services with a very unique, dental unit that can be reassembled in very less amount of time. This is another example of the startups. So these are the few startups I could find which are listed by the Government of India. And there are other initiatives by Ministry of Education Innovation Cell and Smart India Hackathon, Institutions Innovation Council, the area that is Atal ranking of institutions on innovation achievements, the National Innovation and Startup Policy 2019 for students and faculty, the International Hackathon. These are the various initiatives by the Innovation Cell of Government of India. So due to paucity of time, I would not be able to share the details, but definitely all information is available on the website. I would like to stress upon the NISP 2019 because a lot of faculty who are attending this particular session I would recommend that to go through the NISP 2019, wherein the government has outlined the thrust areas for the higher education institutes, and the thrust areas involve various strategies and governance for promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, creating innovation pipeline and pathways for entrepreneurs, building organizational capacity, human resources, incentives, norms, and incubation and pre-incubation centers, ownership rights and technology developed at higher education institutes, how to govern the IP coming out of it, the pedagogy and learning interventions for supporting the startups, collaboration, co-creation, and business relationship and knowledge exchange, entrepreneurial performance impact assessment. All these terminologies um, are, taken care of by an ISP, and at our institution we are also participating in this institution innovation cell, and I have attended a training session on an ISP formulation and implementation at my college, and I must say that it is a very useful initiative, and it guides us to develop the pre-incubation centers and tying up with the incubation centers and developing an innovation and entrepreneurship culture at our college. Another such innovative initiative which we see here is BETIC, or the Bioengineering and Technology Innovation Center, that is the acronym BETIC. So it brings doctors, researchers, entrepreneurs, investors together for indigenous and affordable medical device innovation. Now this BETIC is, was started in 2014 at IIT Mumbai, and since then it has been trying to build the necessary ecosystem by connecting stakeholders, like I have mentioned, government, academia, medical community, industry, investors, and facilitators. The team has, met several hundred doctors, identified 400 unmet needs, created 200 novel concepts, and filed 50 patents. Further, they have developed 20 devices, incubated 15 startups, and licensed 5 products to the industries and launched a few in the market. Quite a phenomenal work in a very short period of time, which is carried out by the BETIC. And this BETIC also runs 2 different events that I'll be talking about further. So the purpose of this BETIC facility is, core vision is to create global success stories of indigenous medical devices by providing necessary guidance and support for medtech innovators. And they face the valleys of death, like we have discussed, between concept, proof of concept, prototype, product, and market. And crossing these valleys of death requires expert inputs from multiple disciplines, including medical, mechanical, material, manufacturing, and management. So the team at BETIC have evolved a systematic process along with basic facilities and clinical expertise for biomedical device innovation. So like I said, they have 2 events here. One is eMedha and the other one is eMedic. And this particular 2 events of eMedha and eMedic, they have intensive training program in biomedical device innovation. Expert faculty, mentors, industry professionals, smart blended experiential learning, hybrid learning, online, offline, interdisciplinary team projects, and presentation to the jury. These are the highlights. And out of this, they get the outcomes, that is the knowledge of medical product development process, immediate application through medical device project, networking, an opportunity for high value prizes and fellowships. So as you can see on the screen, there are, because of the COVID pandemic, this year it was online for 4 weekends, and wherein you have various people coming together and developing something innovative. So you can see the output in the terms of biomedical devices by the BETIC Center, IIT Mumbai, and few of the prosthetic devices are there: nasal and dental implants and centric jaw recorder. So amongst the others, so we can participate in these events, and we can also benefit from these initiatives. I would like to tell you one, very good example of a center at DMIMS Team to be University at Savangi Meghe Wardha, wherein Dr. Puneet Fulchele, we are collaborating with him for our pre-incubation center. And they have a new generation innovation and entrepreneurship development center, which is fully developed and extremely well managed. And they have taken various steps for increasing awareness and participation, like awareness seminars, idea competition, hackathon, workshops, internships, and mentorship support. So they are giving support in terms of grant writing, clinical support, industry advisors, virtual incubation. All these things are there in the center, and this is a very good case study, or how we can develop as an organization for this innovation and entrepreneurship. So, like we have seen here, that the biomedical device development is, metamorphosis of an idea into a product. And that process is a beautiful process wherein we evolve with each other in our team and get a product for the community, for the betterment of the science and technology and betterment of the end user, that is the patient or the clinician also. So this particular process is a new mindset. We need to change our mindset, open our horizons, think differently, think out of the box, and then only we get new results. So this is possible, not at all impossible task. The only thing is here is to think differently and think out of the box. So for those clinicians, those postgraduate students, I'm sure you are full of ideas and full of potentials. And please, when you are doing something in your clinic or pre-clinic, and if you have some idea, don't just let it go. Hold on to it. Try and develop to a product. And there are various initiatives by the government which can help you to move forward in your entrepreneurial journey. And this is the message that I want to convey today by this session. I would like to thank the organizing committee and the scientific committee of 49th IPS Conference, Chennai, for giving me this opportunity to share my view at this particular prestigious platform. My sincere thanks to Dr. Puneet Fulchele at DMIMS Wardha for sharing his expertise and references and resources. Dr. Rupesh Gyar from Betik IIT Mumbai for sharing his resources, and Dr. Usha Radke, who is the Dean of our college, for her constant support and motivation. So I would like to end my presentation here, and any doubts and any questions or any help, please feel free to contact me if in case you want to have certain inputs on the process of innovation and biomedical device development. Thank you very much.